for being here today, and we need to address the attention of political prisoners and those who have been taken hostage and kidnapped around the world. As we're doing that, I am beginning, and I know that my co-chair, Congressman Steve Cohen, will be here any minute, but I'm really grateful that we have Congresswoman Victoria Spartz here with us today. She's quite unique. She was born in Ukraine. Actually, she was born in the USSR, and thank goodness we can now say Ukraine. So we're delighted, but Congressman Cohen will be here, and our Senate colleagues also, and other House members. And as always, there's so many conflicting meetings, but I want to proceed because this is so important, and our honored guest has another commitment to leave. With that in mind, we see that the shocking stories every day, the flashing across television screens, newspaper headlines, and the latest updates buzzing on our phones. Innocent individuals kidnapped and thrown into hellish captivity by murderous terrorists like the puppets of Iran, Hamas, dictators who are like the war criminal Vladimir Putin, and the heinous, barbaric oppressors around the world. All are designed to serve their evil aims of turning innocent people into human bargaining chips for destroying democracies and individuals' freedom through fear. We live in a new world that I have labeled cell phone wars. It is oppressors have weaponized our interconnected world and media. They leverage technology and global media to broadcast their captives' horror as part of their vile plans to undermine faith in democracies and our ability to protect free citizens. We must face a hard truth until we as democracies stand up and stand together with stronger measures to free captives and stop their seizure. The terrorists and dictators will continue to leverage hostages and political prisoners against us. We are in a war we did not choose, with war criminal Putin invading Ukraine on February 24, 2022, and Iran's puppets invading Israel on October 7 this month. This is a war between dictators with rule of gun invading democracies with rule of law. That is why we're here today, and I'm grateful to be here ultimately with Ranking Member Cohen and other esteemed experts and colleagues to find solutions in stronger ways to end these horrific acts and to achieve peace through strength. Ranking Member Cohen is a leader on these issues at the OSCE's Parliamentary Assembly, where he serves as the Special Representative for Political Prisoners. Last year, he and I introduced a bill to recognize October 30th as International Day of Political Prisoners. We all must realize that beyond raising attention, new concrete actions need to be taken by America and other democratic governments. Too often, families of hostages, prisoners, even senior congressional leaders cannot get answers from the State Department or who or why they refuse to recognize leaders like Vladimir Kara-Murza as, quote, wrongfully detained, while his conditions dangerously spiral out of control in Putin's prisons. I note for the record, the State Department has been officially invited to the hearing today, as they were to last month's hearing on Vladimir Kara-Murza, who is so brave and courageous, and his wife, Evgenia, here today. Yet, it has not sent anyone from the headquarters just a few miles away to answer basic questions. We're threatened with a incredible, horrible situation facing Hamas hostages and Putin's prisoners, with kidnapped infants and children, including millions of Ukrainian women and children held captive on their own soil by Russian persons, troops. And other innocents are held in captivity with odd excuses or failures to act or answer questions are unacceptable. The murderous Hamas puppets of Iran have unleashed unimaginable horror upon innocent Israeli infants, children, women, elderly, and all others. They've killed and brutalized only for the sake of killing and brutalizing. That is what the terrorists do, to cause fear and fulfill their goal of having a murder of the Jewish people. We mourn every single innocent life that's been lost and pray for the well-being of the loved ones left behind. The terrorists have taken hostages many innocent civilians who were going about their daily lives, including at least 13 Americans are now captive. 33 Americans, as Congressman Eldridge Cleaver will let you know, have sadly been murdered by the Iranian puppets in Israel. The hearing will investigate the instruments we, the American government, has as our toolbox to help the captives. Over the years, we have stood up several legislative efforts to address the exact numbers, but we have learned that they are not adequate. Too often, our government fails to act or to set or answer questions, citing legal loopholes or definitions rather than acting. The Putins of the world, as we see, and terror groups are taking Americans hostage. This will not stand. We need to have robust strategies and responses, and I believe we will, and it'll be bipartisan. Congressman Cleaver is with us today, and Congresswoman Sparks, and so it's bipartisan right now on behalf of the people of Ukraine and Israel. With that, we need a robust response, and I'm grateful that we have with us David Arak Isa, and he is a member of the parliamentary faction leader of the Servant of the People Party, the chief Ukrainian negotiator for prisoners of war and abductees, and I was very, very grateful to meet with the parliamentarian in May in Kyiv. He has led the incredible challenge of negotiating to free innocent men, women, and children and infants Russia's army has kidnapped from Ukraine. There's perhaps no better person in the world today to describe the realities of confronting Putin's dictatorial regime, which is willing to terrorize and sacrifice innocent lives. I recognize that we have a very important person with us today, and thank you for being here, and we look forward to your testimony.
Thank you very much, dear